Hey there, HackerFrogs. It's... Oh, music's still going. Hold on, I need to turn it off. Okay. Don't know why that happened. Anyways, so, hey there, HackerFrogs. It's me, the Shy Hat. And we're here to do two different topics for today's stream. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a guided walkthrough for this system over here. This is the VulNyx platform, and we've got a beginner CTF challenge that we're going to be demonstrating how to solve. This is the beginner challenge on VulNyx. Of course, these are challenges where you have to download the virtual machine and deploy it to your own network, and then you can do some hacking against it. So we're going to be doing that first, and then afterwards we're going to be doing a CTF challenge where we haven't seen this challenge before, and we're going to be trying to do a boot to root. That is, we're going to boot up the system, do some hacking, and try to gain super user access to it. In this case, it's going to be the HackMyVM platform over here, which is different from VulNyx, of course. And this is going to be their zero challenge. So I've been on a bit of a Windows hacking kick as of late. So every stream we've been trying to do hacking against Windows systems, as opposed to the Linux systems that we've been hacking against all this time previously. So I do not have a lot of experience hacking Windows systems, so I'm trying to build up my skills as far as that is concerned. So that's going to be in the second hour of today's stream. But in the first hour, we're going to be doing a guided walkthrough for the beginner machine over here. All right, so let's get started. So one more time, this is the beginner challenge from the VulNyx platform. And the first thing we like to do when we do these CTF boxes is we like to do a little Nmap scan. So we're going to use Nmap to try to figure out what ports are open on a particular server out there on the network. So this is the IP address that we're going to be scanning against, and we're going to use Nmap with a number of different arguments to get different scan results. So we're going to run it with the -p- argument over here so that we can scan all the ports. Next, we're going to scan with 4 threads with this argument here, -t4, so that's going to go very fast but not too fast. We're going to scan with -vv for very verbose output, which means we're going to get output from the scan before the scan is finished. And finally, we're going to output common scripts that are run on whatever services we find with the -S and versioning information for whatever services we find with the -S. So let's run the scan and see what we can find. Okay, so let's look at what the scan has returned. So we found 2 ports over here. So there's port 22, which runs the SSH service, and that is running OpenSSH software, version 8.4. So this is not a very important find, but we do know that SSH is available on the system, but the software version seems to be up to date, so we don't need to exploit this software specifically. Alright, so let's see. On Twitch, GX00 says, are we effing some Windows stuff up right now? No, actually we're not looking at Windows right now, but we're going to be doing that at the start of the next hour. So this hour, what we're doing is we're doing a demonstration for how to finish this Windows challenge, this Linux challenge over here, and this is the beginner challenge from VulNyx. So if you want to take a look at that yourself, you could go over here If you want to get a preview for the box that we're going to be taking a look at later today, then I'll give you a link to that. And it is the Zero Challenge. Let me get the link for that. So this one right here. Of course, you're going to need to have a an account over at hackmyvm.eu to access that page. But let's continue with the walkthrough for the beginner machine. But yeah, we're definitely going to be doing some Windows stuff, but we're going to be doing it at the top of the next hour. So if you can wait for that long, then we're going to be doing it then. All right, but thank you and welcome to the stream. Okay. Wow, it's still lunchtime for you. I guess you're getting to your meals late today. All right. So port 80 is reporting that it is an Apache web server running with version 2.4.56. This is also relatively up to date, so we probably don't have any software exploits for that particular version of the software. So after that, what we want to do is we want to take a look at the website for this particular server. So we're just going to go and we're going to punch in the IP address here. Okay. So there's a note over here, and it says here, "Hello worker. There are some sensitive exposed files. Fix them as soon as possible." So it is assigned the IT department. So in this case, we would probably want to do some enumeration around the web server and try to find if there are any sensitive exposed endpoints with tools like GoBuster and Derb and Nikto. But in this case, this is not the intended path to complete the challenge, because if we were to use those tools, we wouldn't find anything. So what is actually happening is there are services running on UDP ports on this system. So this is something that we don't really like to scan for unless absolutely necessary, because UDP scans are very first of all they're very time consuming, and second of all, the UDP scans can also reveal a lot of false positives. So that's why we don't like to do UDP scans. But sometimes when we don't have any other alternatives, we'll do UDP scans on these boxes just because we don't have anything else to look at. So the way you do a UDP scan in Nmap is, first of all, you need to run it with sudo, because running UDP scans requires elevated privileges. So second of all, you want to use this argument right here to specify UDP scans. And in this case, we're only going to scan the top 100 UDP ports with this scan. And lastly, we're going to provide the IP address. So we're going to run this scan, and it actually might take a little while to come back because UDP scanning is notoriously slow. So in the meantime, maybe we can pull up a fun bird video to watch while the scan takes its sweet time. So let's see what we have here. Okay, we've got our bird feeder over here, and I'm just going to leave a little sliver over here so that we can keep track of when the scan is going to come back. So I noticed that whenever it rains very heavily, the birds are especially active, and they get really, really hungry. So I set out a bowl of peanuts and other nuts, sometimes sunflower seeds, sometimes cashews, depending on what I have, and the birds love it. So this is a Steller's jay, And you might notice that on my overlay there's also a Stellar's J over in the corner at the top left. But this guy's just going to chow down. If for some reason you're just arriving now, we're currently doing a scan at of the beginner. Sorry, of the beginner box. Yeah, he likes nuts. Right. So this other bird arrives and it starts bullying the other bird. So this bird is flapping its wings and the other bird is being submissive, and it's just a horrible example of nature being super super brutal. Anyway, so this bird over here, it bullies the other bird, and the other bird is very sad. And it looks like our UDP scan has come back, but we're just going to take a second to get back to it. So this bird here continues to bully, and then he hops around, he grabs a peanut, and then he leaves. And the other bird is really sad. He doesn't even continue eating, so he just kind of leaves. Okay, so that was the bird feeder. And it looks like our UDP scan has come back. So it reports two different services here. So the first service that it reports is DHCP, and this is for getting IP addresses from the server. But the second service that's reported here is the TFTP service. So TFTP is, let me explain what TFTP is. So let me just go over to my GitHub. I've got a little presentation ready for this. We're going to, this is in walkthroughs, VulNyx. Oh, I haven't uploaded this yet. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to have to take a little bit of time to upload this file. Just a second. Okay, so we'll put on another bird video while I upload that file. It'll take a little bit. So this is a northern flicker woodpecker, and you can watch him. He's a very cute little guy, and I'm just gonna take a little bit of time to upload this file. Okay, let's see. And then I need to grab my PDF file that I need to show everybody in a sec. Thank you very much for following FemYuck1. Thank you very much. You are now a HackerFrog. Awesome. Let's see. So I'm just going to upload the file now. When you don't do things ahead of time, you do them on the fly. Okay, so that was the northern flicker woodpecker. He's a really cute little bird. And now we have our presentation over here. So we're talking about the TFTP service. Cybernet Dante, hello, happy holidays. If you might notice that I am currently in cosplay, so I've got my turkey outfit on, and to everybody in the United States, thank you very much. Well, sorry, To everybody in the United States, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving holiday, and I hope you recovered okay from eating all that turkey and other good food. So this is the Trivial File Transfer Protocol, otherwise known as TFTP. And TFTP is a service that typically runs on UDP port 69. It is a file transfer service, but it does not allow the listing of files. So using TFTP requires that people know exactly what the name of the file is that they want to transfer. So users who want to access files from a TFTP server must know the names of the files beforehand. From a security perspective, it's possible to brute force file names on the server, but TFTP also allows file upload. So if files from the TFTP server are accessible via a web interface, the web app might be vulnerable to malicious file upload. So that's a summary of the TFTP service. So let's figure out how to abuse the service now that we've found it on our target here. So there's a particular scanning tool on that is on Metasploit. So we're going to start up the Metasploit Framework Console. Metasploit Framework Console. And we're going to use a tool from the Metasploit console to do enumeration of the TFTP service. So we just start up our Metasploit console over here, and we're going to be using a tool called TFTP Brute in just a second. So over here, let's just clear this. So we're going to use auxiliary scanner TFTP Brute. Oh, was that the wrong one? Okay, I can search for it. TFTP Brute. Okay, auxiliary scanner TFTP. I don't know why that didn't go through. Anyways. Alright, so now that we've got access to this module, let's see what information it needs. So I'm going to show options, and we're going to need to supply an rhost. So this is the only option that we haven't set. So we're just going to need to set this rhost option over here, and then we're going to be able to enumerate file names. So just set rhosts, and it's going to be 10.02.72. Okay. And after that, we're going to show options one more time. So we've got our dictionary that we're going to use to get file names. We've got our rhost set. We've got our port set, and we've got our threads. So maximum 1 per host. So I guess it's not going to go super fast, but let's try this out. So we're going to run the tool rather. And on Metasploit Framework, it is the run command. So it's either run or it's exploit. So if you want to be dramatic, I guess you could use the exploit instead of run. Found backup config on this IP address over here. Okay, and it finished running. So we found this file called backup-config on the TFTP service. So what we're going to do is we're going to try downloading this. So we're on another terminal over here. I'm going to move into the temp directory, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the TFTP client to connect to this machine. So this is a client that it's installed by default on Kali Linux machines. And after we have connected over here, we're going to give this command. So it's going to be get backup-config, and it doesn't give you any output, but after we exit out of here, after we quit, we're going to see that we have indeed downloaded the file. So what kind of file is this? So it's a zip archive data file. So I guess we need to unzip the file. So luckily, unzipping the file is pretty easy as far as syntax is concerned. It's just unzip and then the name of the file. We can go ahead and do that. So we've received these files over here in the backup directory, IDRSA and SSHD config. So we can go ahead and enter the backup directory. And the IDRSA file is here. And the SSHD config file is, I think there is going to be some interesting information in there as well. So I'm just going to use nano to take a look at it. And this is like any other configuration file. There's a bunch of settings in here. And okay, so importantly, in this file, we find that there's a username. So the username here is Boris, and it's probably Boris's SSH key that we managed to get from the zip archive. So we're just going to remember this name, Boris. We're going to get out of here. And then we're going to try to use the IDRSA key. But in order to use the IDRSA key, we need to modify the file settings. So groups and global users can read the file, so we need to adjust this. We're going to adjust this with the chmod command, chmod. We set it to 600, which means that there are read and write permissions for the file owner, but everybody in the group and everybody else in the file system doesn't have any permissions. So we need to set this. And then we see that the IDRSA file now has the correct permissions. So after that, we can run SSH as the Boris user and then specify the name of the IDRSA key, which is IDRSA. So we're just going to try to log in using Boris's SSH key. And now we're in. Okay, so that means I have to put on my scary hacker voice because we managed to break into the server. Let me do that now.
Hey everybody, it's me, that scary hacker voice guy. Scary hacker voice guy comes out every time we break into a server. And we have to say, haha, we're in.
Okay, that's done. Alright, so we've logged into the server. So every time we break into a server, Cyber Dante says, we're in. Yes, we are in. Awesome. Okay, so the first thing we do every time Femyuk1 says cool, thank you very much. So we've managed to steal the SSH key to log into the server. The first thing we want to do is we want to figure out if this user has any elevated privileges with any of the programs on the system. So we do that with the sudo-l command here. And it says here that user Boris may run the following commands on Beginner. So Beginner is the name of the box. As the root user with no password, they can run the user bin html2 text command. So the first thing we need to figure out is what is this command and how can we use it to elevate our privileges. So I've got some slides for this. So this is privilege escalation using sudo html2 text. So if we were to do a little bit of research, we could find out more about the html2 text program. And it says here that html2 text is a Python script that converts a page of HTML into clean and easy to read plain ASCII text. Better yet, that ASCII also happens to be valid markdown, a text to HTML format. So Ziad Gamal says, "Good job, bro. Many thanks." Yeah, well, I'm just trying to help educate people as to how to finish this particular box. I previously looked at it. I probably looked at this first maybe a few weeks ago, but now I'm doing a guided walkthrough for how to finish this. So we have access to the HTML to text binary, which is a tool which converts HTML to ASCII text. This means we have privileged file read capability, which means we can read sensitive files such as etc shadow or the root user's SSH keys. So a common privilege escalation technique is to try to find out if the root user has an SSH key, and if we have privileged file read, like what this binary allows us to do, we could probably try to steal the root user's SSH keys. So this is what we're going to do. So it's going to be sudo HTML to text, and if the root user had an SSH key, it would be in this directory over here. So it would be in root.ssh id_rsa. This is if the file exists. If it doesn't exist, then obviously we can't read it. So we did manage to read it. So we can copy this key over here, and then we can create our own key. So back over on our Kali Linux terminal, it's going to move into temp, and I'm going to create a file called id_rsa. And then I'm going to paste in the contents of the key we just got. The formatting looks a bit weird, so I'm going to fix the formatting a little bit, just so it lines up with everything else. So this looks a little weird. In the text editor, I'm just going to fix up the formatting. Okay, and now that the formatting is all fixed up, I can save this out. And then we're going to try to log in as the root user. So just like the other SSH command, it's going to be SSH, and this time it's going to be root at 10.02.72, which is the IP address. Of course, we have to specify with -i what the name of the IDRSA key is, and it's going to be this. So I recognize the problem here that I haven't set the file permissions on the IDRSA key. So this isn't going to work because it says private key will be ignored because permissions for IDRSA are too open. So this is what we mean by we need to change the file permissions on the key file. So we're just going to get out of here, and then we're going to change the file permissions on the IDRSA with this command. Okay, and then we're going to try the SSH command again. So this time the file permissions should be accurate because we've used the chmod command. So let's run this, and now we are root.
What are you? I'm system root.
Okay, so we've just rooted the system, and now we're very close to finishing the exercise.
What are you? I'm system root.
So in order to finish the exercise, we need to move into the root directory. Of course, if we ask who am I, it says we're root. Simon Dante says boot it and root it. Yep, that's what we're doing. So inside the root directory, the root file has been renamed to root.txt. In order to finish the exercise, what we would do is we would read this file, and then we would consider ourselves very cool people. But in this case, the organizers over at VulNyx don't want us to read these on stream or in walkthroughs. So what we're going to do is we're going to read the file, but we're going to redirect the output to iReadRoot.txt. And then we're going to do MD5 sum to get the file hash for root.txt and iReadRoot.txt. So we see that the file hashes for both of these files are the same, which essentially means that we've read the root.txt file and we have now finished the exercise. Thank you very much for watching this video on how to solve the beginner challenge from the VulNyx platform, and we'll see you next time. But we're not finished yet. We're just finished this exercise. Thank you very much. If you have any questions about any of the techniques that we used to finish this challenge, please let us know in the chat, and we'll try to answer your questions as best we can. So Gustavo Sala says, nice. Thank you very much, Gustavo Sala. And Femyuki also says thanks on Twitch. So we've got a bit of time before our next exercise. And the next exercise is we're going to be taking a look at Windows. So there's a challenge over at another website, which is called HackMyVM.eu. So HackMyVM.eu is a great site for learning cybersecurity, and if anybody's interested in taking a look, you can take a look at this link over here. I guarantee. So Gustavo Sala says, "Come on, a more advanced machine now." We're going to be taking a look at this machine, the Zero machine, in about 30 minutes because I need to stick to my schedule. But in the meantime, we can try another machine as well. But or maybe we can do a little bit of programming. Does anybody here know how to program using Python? So there's a great series of challenges at the HackMyVM.eu website, and once you log into the site, there's this section right here called HMV Labs. And on HMV Labs, there's a couple of different lab environments here. So there's this one here called Venus, which is all about beginner Linux skills. And this one I've taken a look at before on stream. It's definitely beginner level, but it is a lot of fun. You get to do all sorts of fun Linux stuff to get different flags. Hades is the second lab over here, and Hades is more about privilege escalation techniques on Linux, and it's also a fun lab. But what we're going to be taking a look at while we wait for about 30 minutes, because we're trying to stick to a schedule, is this lab right over here called Temperance. So Temperance is a lab where you have to use programming skills to send certain input and output to the server in order to finish the challenge. So over here, we've finished 8 levels, actually 9 levels on stream so far, and each one of these levels is going to have a different programming requirement. We've been writing some Python scripts to finish these challenges. So if anybody's interested in taking a look at this lab, you can do it at this link over here. Of course, you're going to need to have a valid account over at hackmyvm.eu. So over here, this level is called, level 9, 0x09. And it says, in this mission, you're going to receive a string encrypted with ROT13, which is the Caesar script. So it says you must decode it and return the result. So for example, if you receive this input over here from the server, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to use the ROT13 cipher and transform these characters into the encoded version or the decoded version, whatever you think is correct, and then send those to the server. So we've completed a number of different levels over here, and if you're actually interested in taking a look at the code that we use to solve these levels, I've saved them over to the HackerFrogs GitHub, and let's just get those. So that's going to be these ones over here. So if you're interested in taking a look, they're at this link. And we're just going to grab the code from a previous level to start solving the current level. So, of course, we're not going to write our code from scratch because that's very, very slow. So I'm just going to copy the code from a previous level and modify it to solve the current level. So let's go over to, let me exit out of here. Okay. And I'm going to stop the virtual machine because I don't know. I really want to keep the amount of RAM that I'm using on my system to a minimum. We're just going to power down this machine. Okay. So let's try to solve a level over here. I'm going to nano, and I'm going to call this one level x09.py. Okay, after that, we're going to paste in our code. No. That's not it. Okay, so let me get the code. So the code over here. Copy raw file, okay. I'm going to paste in the challenge over here. So when we're solving these challenges, we have to keep some careful comments in our code so that we know what we're doing. So in the previous level, we had to add two numbers together and send them to the server to get the flag. But in this level, we're doing something different. So what I need to do is I need to write a rot13 function. So rot13 function code. And we're going to define this as a function called rot13 operation. And that's going to run on a string. So I guess we're going to call this an encoded string. And so I'll come back to writing the actual code for this function a little later. But first of all, let's figure out what's going on over here. So in the connection code, what we're doing is we're using the socket module to create a socket to connect to the server. So we're just creating the socket in this line of code over here. And we're calling the socket object S, and then we're going to connect to the host on a particular port. So the host variable is here and the port variable is here. These don't change. So after that, after we've connected to the host, we need to receive the banner for the challenge. So we're going to print out receiving intro, and then we're going to define a variable called data, which is receiving a bunch of bytes, 1024. And then we're going to print out that data, which is the banner. Next, we're going to send some bytes to indicate to the server which level we want to access. So the level we want to access is level 09. So we're going to send these bytes over here. And then we're going to print receiving challenge, and then we're going to receive more data from the server called data2, and then we're going to print out that data2. So this is going to be, so what we can do is we can test. We don't know exactly what we're going to receive from the server, so what we're going to do is we're going to comment out all the other code in here, and then we're going to start testing it. So rot13 function code. I think I'm going to comment this out as well because I haven't written out the function yet. Okay. So what we're going to do to test is we're going to run. Oh, we got this clutter in here. So I'm just going to get rid of these directories and this other stuff. Okay, so we're just going to run Python, and we're going to see if the script is retrieving what we want from the server. So it says receiving intro, and then we get the banner from the server in the form of bytes, and then we print out receiving challenge, and these are the ROT13 encoded string that we need to convert and then send back to the server. Okay, so let's go back into Nano. Okay, and let's finish writing this code. So if you have any questions about any of the code that we're writing, please let us know, and we'll try to answer your questions as best we can. So after we receive the data, next we're going to convert the bytes into a string, because there aren't very many things. What we want to do is we want to do some string operations, but first we need to convert the bytes to a string. So whatever data we got previously from the server, we're going to convert that into a string. We're going to call that variable challenge_string. Marco Polisic says, try buffer overflow on the server. We could try to do a buffer overflow on the server, but maybe we'll save that for another time. Marco Polisic says, every time I hear bytes, I send bytes and send, I get this on my mind. Well, okay, we could try, but I definitely don't want to try breaking the HackMyVM server on live stream, because then I might get in trouble. But anyways, thank you very much for the suggestion. It is certainly something we should be aware of. Okay, so we convert the bytes into a string, and then what we want to do is we want to run the function. So run the ROT13 function on the string. So what we're going to do is we're going to run ROT13 operation on the challenge string. So does anybody here know what Python code to use for doing a ROT13 conversion? Okay, so what we would do is we need to set this as a variable. So ROT13 decoded string is going to be the result of the function call over here, and then we're going to print out something. We're going to print out, this is the ROT13 decoded string, and then print out ROT13 decoded string. Okay, so after that, what we need to do is we need to convert the string into bytes. So convert the string to bytes. It would be ROT13 decoded string, ROT13 decoded string encoded to bytes from UTF-8, like this. And then we would send the answer bytes and then receive the flag. So the only thing we need to do to complete the challenge is we need to write the function that's going to do the ROT13 conversion. So I actually don't know offhand what this code is going to look like. So what we could do is we could just look for something online. So for example, we could go over to Google and do ROT13 Python function. Short ROT13 function, Python closed, okay. Stack Overflow, our favorite website. So we've got this code over here. Ooh, accept all cookies. I've written this function, can anybody make it better? Supporting uppercase characters. So the question is, are we dealing with uppercase characters in this challenge? So if we go back to the output over here, we do have uppercase letters. So we need a function that's going to handle uppercase letters as well. So it's very simple. Import codex. Codex.encode something, rot13. Oh, wow. All right. So we can use this one over here. Great. Marco Polisic says we can make the 2 lowercase in Python to convert everything into lower. Well, I mean, if they have a function already inside this codex module, then we might as well use this one. So let's try this. So we're gonna import codex. Import codex, codex.encode. Okay, so I guess we don't need a function here then. We're just gonna get rid of this. Okay, and that means codex.encode. Codex.encode. It's going to be rot13, is it? Ah, okay, so the string and then rot13. Just like this. Okay, so let's see if this works. All right. So we're just going to run Python with this level 9 over here. Okay, so something went wrong. So we received the challenge, these bytes over here. And we printed out, this is the rot13 decoded string, this over here. Sending the answer, receiving flag, you sent this, but we want this. This looks very similar. So I'm pretty sure we sent the right thing, but we sent it in the wrong format. So I guess we need to, just to make sure, I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to go to some sort of web tool. So maybe we'll do rot13 encode, search this up, plug this in. So starts with O, ends with C. But we have starts with O, ends with C. Yeah, we did encode the... We want... What is this? So something went wrong. I'm not sure. GX000 says, what was that English? What was that English? Which English? We wait. Well, we have to excuse the developers of this website because they're Spanish speakers. They're not English speakers. I'm pretty sure they're from Spain, so that's why their English might be a little bit weird. Okay, so how can we... We're supposed to send bytes. I'm pretty sure we're supposed to send bytes. Let me take a look at my code again. So let's see. So we did the encode. You know what? Codex.encode, the challenge string from rot13. I'm going to print out the type of data this is, just to make sure that we've got a string here, and then it's not something else. So rot13 decoded string.
hold on, I need to go back in. I'm going to, so since we're testing, I'm just going to comment out everything that comes afterwards. Femyuk1 says, isn't rot 13 instead of rot 13, or doesn't matter? I don't think it matters in this case, because we did get a rot 13 decoded string in this case. Marco Plisic says, we can see that the string we're sending is ending with EZKC, while the correct one is ending with ECK. Okay. Well, let me take a look over here. We sent this, ECK, EZKC, and we sent this, but they want... The Z became this character over here somehow. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that is, but let me run the Python. This is a string. So we converted it, and this is a string that we converted. That's a backtick. Right. Okay. Let me try running the code one more time and see if it still gives us this error. So now let me get rid of this as well. So this creates a string. We convert the string to bytes. The decoded string is going to be converted to bytes using UTF-8. And then we send the answer bytes. I would say it's probably an encoding issues. Try hard coding the input string to check. It could be an encoding issue. Let me just try running this one more time. Okay, so we sent this, but we want... Wait, let me take a look at the challenge description one more time, because there might be something weird in there. You must decode it and return the result. So, Z is a something again. There might be something weird with the function that we're using. I mean, they want this. Try a different encoding. Okay, let's try ASCII encoding instead. So we're gonna change it from UTF-8 to ASCII, and then we're gonna encode it from ASCII. It could be that whatever function, I'm not too sure. Anyways, let's try this. Oh wow, it was an encoding problem. Yeah, it was an encoding problem. So for some reason when we were using UTF-8, it wasn't working, but when we used ASCII, it worked. Okay. Alright, so that's GX00 says it had to be it. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Well, we learned something new today. Sometimes UTF-8 is no good, and we have to stick with good old ASCII. Alright, so I'm going to print out the code that we used for this level. And actually, wait, we need to submit the flag. So I'm just going to submit the flag here. Or there's no Z in that last string, try it again. Yeah, I don't know. It probably was some sort of weird encoding issue. So I'm going to submit this flag. And yay, we submitted the flag successfully. I love the I love the visual theme on this website. It's great. Okay, so let's we're gonna get to the Windows challenge in just a little bit, but first I'm going to copy this code and I'm going to record it in my GitHub. Okay, so GitHub over here. Make a new file. We're going to call this level x09.py. Yep, we're going to be dealing with the Windows Active Directory in the next challenge, but it's going to be a simplified challenge because we're only dealing with one machine. Marco Ballistic says, Shahat, your labs are too good. You're making me postpone my schoolwork. Listen. If you need to get some work done, maybe you can leave the stream on and do your schoolwork in the background. That's fine. Just leave me on in the background. That's great. But thank you very much for watching, Marco Ballistic. Okay, so let's get ready for our next challenge. So one more time, we're going to be hacking on the zero challenge. If you want to do the zero challenge as well, I'll get you the link for that challenge. It is right over here. Of course, you're going to need to have an account over at HackMyVM to do this. So the notes here says you can't divide 0 by 0. So this might be a hint as to how to finish this challenge over here. Okay, so I need to start up the machine. So one interesting challenge for Windows machines is that a lot of Windows machines don't respond to ICMP packets. So we're going to have to find some way to locate the machine on the network. So I've got the challenge machine booting up over here, and after it's booted up, we can start looking for it on the network. So I was asking ChatGPT about how to locate Windows machines on the network that don't respond to ICMP packets, and it actually gave me a very interesting answer. So I'll talk about the answer in just a little bit. So let's put this away. Okay, so what we're going to do to locate the machine on the network, let me get out of here. What we're going to do is we're going to use Responder. So Responder is a tool that can be used to get all sorts of interesting information from Active Directory machines, and we're going to run this on the interface that has my host-only network. So remember, everybody, when you put a Windows machine to be hacked on your network, do not expose it to the internet, because if you expose it to the internet, then Windows is going to update, and a bunch of intended hacking tools that might have worked in the past for this challenge in the intended way are not going to, because the antivirus is going to pick them up and delete them. Anyways, we can use Responder to get information about any Windows machines on the network. So we've got Responder over here. It's a tool that we can use for all sorts of great MMR poisoning and other fun feats for hacking Windows machines. And we're going to wait for the machine to respond to us. So if it's on the network and it's eventually going to send out some requests, and we're going to intercept those requests and then get the information about the machine. So this is our attacking machine's IP address right here. And after we get the address for the attacking machine, then we can start enumerating using Nmap. So GX00, may I ask what kind of tools you use when you're hacking against Windows machines? Because I remember you talking last night about how you need to get better at hacking Windows stuff. I also need to get better at hacking Windows stuff, but because I only started this week. So we're just going to wait around. Another good tool that we can use to locate... Let me get out of here. Oh, my terminal. I can't use it anymore. Okay. Let's make a new one. Okay. Get out of here. So another tool that we can use to locate machines on the network is the ARP scan command. And the ARP scan command does not use ICMP ping packets. Instead, it uses ARP requests. I'm not too sure what the networking terminology is, but we're going to scan the ETH1 interface, so that network. Oh, no target host on the command line. Okay, okay. I also need to no target host and command line. Do I need to run it with sudo? Hold on. Okay, what I need to do is I need to provide a range. So the IP range that I'm dealing with here is this. So I'm just going to copy this. You don't have permission to perform this capture on the device. Huh. Am I running this wrong? ARP scan. Sudo. Oh, right, okay. Sudo. Ah, okay. So we've received... So this address... So this is probably... Yeah, this is probably not it. We're probably dealing with this one right here. 192.168.56.105. So my attacking machine is at 103. So the target we're looking at is 105. So over here, yes. Okay, so the responder tool also got some information from this machine. So this machine is looking for DC01. And this is the IP address right over here. So we might get some more information from responder a little bit later, but we do know that this is the IP that we want to scan against. So we're going to do some nmap scanning. So we're going to run nmap, and we're going to run it like this. So first of all, okay, we're just going to try to get the open ports with this nmap scan. Afterwards, we're going to try to run our versioning and common scripts. So discovered 53, 139, 135, 445. So 53 is DNS. 139 is 139 and 445 are SMB. 135 is NetBIOS. And then there's going to be a bunch of RPC ports on the 40,000 range. Over here. 3269, I think this is a database. 3269. Let me start looking this up. 3269. So if you don't know, there's a great website out there called HackTricks. And this is the link for the HackTricks website. Generally, if you have a port number that you want more information on, you can just plug it in. 3269. So 3269. So this is LDAP. Oh, okay. I actually haven't done any testing against LDAP before, so it's going to be interesting seeing if I can get some interesting information from the LDAP service. So LDAP is Lightweight Directory Access Protocol, locating various entities such as organizations, individuals, and resources like files and devices. Okay, great. So we've got all of these different ports over here. Okay, so I'm going to cheat a little bit, and I'm going to just get all this output over here. And then I'm going to go to ChatGPT, and I'm going to ask it, take in this nmap output and return the port numbers only separated by commas. Okay, so a couple of other interesting ports we see here is we have the, what is this? So this is WinRM. The WinRM port, it's open, so if we're able to find some sort of administrator account, we could log into the server using this the WinRM service over here. Okay, the extracted port numbers separated by commas are this. So I'm just going to copy all these. And then we're going to feed this into nmap. Okay, so the ports, we're just going to plug them in like this. And we're also going to run common scripts and versioning information like this. Okay, so we're just going to wait a little bit because running those common scripts on all these ports, it's going to take a little while. So we're just going to wait. I wonder what port 636 is. Let me look that up. So over at Hacktricks, 636. Oh, this is also LDAP. Okay. So the interesting thing is, while we're running these scans, we can look over at the responder. Where's the responder? And I guess we haven't gotten any other response from the server from responder. But eventually, we're going to get more and more information from responder here as we send more and more requests to the system that use specific services. So because we know that SMB is on the system, so it's port 139 and 445, we're going to try to use another tool. So the next tool that we're going to try is the enum for Linux tool. And enum for Linux is a tool, well, it was designed for scanning Samba shares, but it also works on Windows machines, and it can sometimes get some very interesting information from these servers that are running SMB or Samba. Okay, so we didn't get very much. So trying to use a null share, cannot request a session, access denied. We were not able to get the share. We weren't able to get the share names. So So the domain controller is 0, and DC1 is the workstation. Shouldn't that be the opposite? Okay, so the domain name is 0. Okay, we need to keep this in mind. Okay, so the name of this particular endpoint is desktop thisnumber.local. So we need to keep track of this as well. Okay, so let's look at our Nmap scans. So the Nmap scans came back. So the domain name is 0.hmv. The forest name is 0.hmv. It's dc01.0.hmv. Okay. All right, so we've actually got some interesting output from our scans. So they've got all of these RPC ports over here. .NET message framing for 309389. We've got LDAP. We have kpassword. So kpassword is Kerberos. Well, it's not Kerberos. It's this is Kerberos. Port 88 is Kerberos. So we've got simple DNS plus. So can we get information from the domain? We also have, so there's no website associated with this box. Okay. So what should we try next? This is a Windows Server 2016 Standard Edition. Okay, we might need to know this this Windows OS information here when we try to run exploits later. Okay, so what is the next step? So GX00, if you're still watching, what would you do next on this system if you see these ports open? So LDAP, domain. I guess we could investigate the what's happening over at port 53. SMB scan. Okay. So let's see. So we could try. You know what? I want to run that previous scan. I want to put it into a. I want to output it to a file. I guess I'll call this nmap2.txt. Okay, so SMB, How does anybody remember how to query for usernames? What tools can we use to enumerate usernames on a Windows AD server? So we could use PowerShell. Okay, we don't have PowerShell on our Nmap. SMB num user script. Okay, we could try this out. Use case, probing username information via SMB without full authentication. So the IP in this case is this over here. Enum for Linux gives you some default usernames. Okay, so hold. Okay. So didn't quite work out here. Enum for Linux, right? Default usernames. Maybe we could do guest. Hold on. Enum for Linux. Yeah, we weren't able to get... let me see if there were some default ones. So domain name is 0. LDAP search. That enum's your own host. Which one? Oh, wait. I ran that command wrong, right? Okay. Wait. No? I mean, I sent it to... This isn't my host's IP address. LDAP, Macropolitics says LDAP search. Okay. Okay, so Gustavo says this one maybe? Let me try that out. So script is SMB enum users. Yeah, didn't give us anything. Okay, so maybe we could try using LDAP. Let's take a look at what ChatGPT suggested. Nmap RPC client. Once inside the RPC interactive shell, you can enumerate usernames. I don't think this is going to work. We're not going to be able to RPC. But we can give it a shot. Yeah, we don't have a password. Enum for Linux, okay, we've already tried that. Kerberoot, a tool to enumerate usernames via Kerberos pre-authentication. So I think I've used Kerberoot before, but in some time back we used CrackMapExec. Right, so CrackMapExec became the NetExec program, so we use NetExec now. So we could try, I don't know if we have Kerberoot installed on the system. Kerberoot. Yeah, so we would need to install Kerberoot. I think we can install it. Let me, maybe we need to install it with GitHub. Kerberoot. Okay, so how do we install this? You can preload the precompiled binaries for Linux, Windows, and Mac from the releases page. Okay, so let's go to the releases page and download those binaries. So we've got Kerberoot for Linux, AMD64 over here. Let's copy that link. All right, we've got Kerberoot. So Gustavo has a, let's see, user enum. Ah, okay. You've got all this in your Notion. Awesome, awesome. Let me copy that. Okay, so we need to plug in all this stuff. The domain is, I'm pretty sure it's called 0. And the DCIP, I'm not sure what the DCIP is. This is probably the DC that we're dealing with in this case. So I just need to copy this IP address. Wait. This IP address. I think final 1.105. Yeah. Let's see. I'm pretty sure. Let's see if this runs. Permission denied. Oh, it's not. I need to give it execute permissions. Okay. So let's see. Accepts 1 args, received 6. Kerberoot, username, flags, username word list. Okay. So Kerberoot, username, flags, username, word list. So the word list has to go at the end. DCIP is target IP. DCIP is target IP. Okay. Let's see. Let me. Yeah. Well, the syntax might have changed between when you were using it and the latest update. Accepts 1 argument, received 6. Kerberoot username, flags, DC. Dash DC, okay, dash DC. Threads 200. Okay. Alright, so that we weren't able to find any usernames. So 0 usernames from Kerberoot, but we tried. Okay, so let's take a look back at Responder. So Responder didn't give us any additional information. Still going. Okay, so oops. So Kerberoot, crackmap exec, SMB target IP -- users. All-in-one tool for enumerating user shares and more. Okay, so we could try. So it's not crackmap exec anymore. It's now it's netexec. So let's try this. Let me grab the IP address. So netexec, and we're looking for users. Okay. We got the name. So the name of the box is DC01. The domain is 0.hmv, but we weren't able to get any usernames. Let me get a netexec cheat sheet. Netexec cheat sheet. Okay, so let's look for enumeration. Initial enumeration is just netexec SMB target. Null authentication. So I'm pretty sure null authentication doesn't exist here, but just for fun, we can give this a try. So were we able to? Error enumerating shares, access denied. Okay, so we can't enumerate shares with a null session over here. Guest authentication. Okay, we can figure out if this exists. Probably not. Status account disabled. They disabled the guest account. Okay. So we can see if there's a username 0 on here, just for fun. Status login failure. Okay. You can test with the anonymous account 2 with ridbrute. Status login failure. So anonymous, yeah. So no anonymous without a password. Ridbrute. So guest authentication, list shares, list usernames. So we could try ridbrute over here. Okay, let's try it out. LSAD session error. A process requested access to the object has not been granted those access rights. And we can try it with 10,000, like what Gustavo's suggestion. Yeah, okay. So we can't use ridbrute. Local authentication using Kerberos. Okay, SMB target, username, password, K. Check for hosts that have SMB signing disabled. So SMB signing is enabled on this particular target. Pretty sure. Signing true. Yeah, signing is enabled. Password spraying, SMB all in one. Well, we're kind of spraying a bunch of spaghetti at the walls and seeing what sticks. Okay, so still haven't received anything. Maybe we should investigate more into the into LDAP. So Spider Plus module, okay. SMB, dump a specific file, FTP, LDAP. Enumerate users using LDAP. So we could try to enumerate users with LDAP instead of SMB. Let's give this a go. Of course, username and password aren't going to work there. So this time we're going to do LDAP. Gustavo says, if you want to test more usernames, you can try this list with Kerbrute. Ah, okay. So Zato.net 10 million usernames.txt. Great, awesome. Vutan Vector is now HackerFrog. Thank you very much for following on Twitch. And we haven't done a redeem in a while. Let's do a little redeem.
Hack the planet! Hack the planet! Shut up and get it.
Okay, so the LDAP, we received this message over here. In order to perform this operation, a successful bind must be completed on the connection. Okay. Does not work. So let's try those usernames. Let me copy the list. And then it was curb root, right? Okay. Did we found something? Okay. Administrator at 0. Administrator at 0. These are valid names? Really? Why did the other list not have administrator? That's weird. That was weird. Okay, so I guess we can leave this running right now, and then we can try to brute force the password. So still doing responder over here, and okay, so we don't know the password for administrator, but it was this, right? Administrator at 0, right? Huh, that's weird. It didn't give us any output. Oh no, it didn't give us an output because that's the wrong IP address. Man, okay, let's do that again. Whoops, we need to give it shares. So it's not going to let us enumerate shares because we didn't provide the correct password. So we can try brute forcing the password. So we can try brute forcing the password with netexec, and we're just going to feed it. We're going to feed it the rocku.txt file. So it's user share word lists rocku.txt. Okay, so we're just going to do some brute forcing here. Oh, we have to do the ignore PW encoding. PW decoding. Okay. So we're just going to leave this running for a little bit. So we're still trying to figure out if there are any other usernames that we could... So valid username administrator, great. Poison answers over here. Let's spin up another terminal. Okay. So we've got a little bit of a lead on usernames over here. What else could we try? Other ports? Some new things to discover? Yeah, well, let's take a look at that nmap scan. So let's see. Port 53. So port 53, I'm wondering if we could... What is the purpose of DNS? So DNS needs to... How do we test DNS with the Active Directory? So enumerate Active Directory DNS on a Windows target. Okay, so domain controllers host subdomains and other DNS entries. Use NSLOOKUP. So NSLOOKUP replace AD DNS server IP with the server's IP and domain name with the domain name. If successful, this retrieves all DNS records for the domain. Okay. So the domain name is 0. And the IP address is this. Let's copy this. NSLOOKUP, okay, so it's going to be looks like NSLOOKUP host server. So the host is lookup host using server. Not this again. Okay. Let me look up the NSLOOKUP. NSLOOKUP simple example. The NSLOOKUP this thing right here. Okay, so we're gonna give the just the IP address. So if we can just give the IP address, it's going to give us some information. Can't find this. Let's try hack tricks. DNS. And maybe we can look up Active Directory. Active Directory servers. Okay. So we can try using dig. Dig-t and then the name of the domain. So we probably need to set this in our etc host file first, right? wpad.local. This looks... Gustavo says, can I advise you some things? We don't have anything about this machine.
Can you? So Gustavo, if you have any advice, I'm happy to hear it. So what advice would you like to give? So let's see. You need to give your stream to infosecstreams.com to more people know your stream. Actually, I am on infosecstreams.com. So if we go over to infosecstreams.com, you'll see my name on the list. But for some reason, it doesn't say I'm online. That's weird. But yeah, I am there. But thank you very much for the concern. wpad.local. I wonder what this is. Poison answer same to for wpad. Service workstation redirector over here. Okay. So let's see, what else do we have? So this is the name. Yeah, you don't see me online. It's kind of weird. So we were looking for Active Directory, right? Active Directory, enumerate a DC via DNS. So it's dig something something. Huh. What about your brute force in SMB? So I'm pretty sure it's not going to work. The brute force in SMB isn't going to work because it wouldn't be this easy. If we were to get the password for the administrator, then it would be a little bit too easy. So let's see if we found some other names from Kerbrute. So no other names from Kerbrute so far. So enumerated DC via DNS. So let's try this command over here. Whoa. That's a very long command. 10 million is a lot of usernames. It certainly is. Domain name, Kerberos, and dig. What is this really long command? So I think we need a domain name. Wait, the domain name should be 0. But yeah, I haven't done too much Active Directory stuff, so I'm not too sure which commands to run. Maybe we can ask ChatGPT over here. Can we determine the domain name for a AD network? Using the Windows command line. Oh, the fully qualified domain name. Okay. Right. So I'm pretty sure we got some of this information from one of our previous... Ronin1, can you tell me in short what you have tried or have? So, Ronin, welcome to the stream. And let's give you a fun little redeem. These are the Stellar Jays. So we actually haven't found very much, but we have run our we have run our, what is this, responder in the background while doing all this stuff. We managed to find a machine name over here, and I think the name on is also DC1. We found an IP address, but we haven't found very much else. Marco Pulisic says try LDAP search using DC flag and X no auth base. Okay, so LDAP search, yeah, that's another tool that we haven't tried yet. So let's try that. LDAP search. And let's get the IP address. So this is the IP address here. DC1. Oh, DC1 is a username. Oh, cool, cool, cool. This is big. Okay. Awesome. Unable to parse debug values C. Did you try anon and guest? Yeah, we have tried anon and guest. So those didn't pan out. But all right, so DC01 is a valid username. Let's try brute forcing that user's password. So DC01. Okay, maybe user machine username. LDAP search is machine. Machine, oh, you mean machine, wait, username at machine? So, over here, the NetBIOS connection with the remote host timed out. Huh, didn't... Okay, we got it. We have, so DC01, that user has Suzuki as their password. Great. So we can continue from there. So now we've got a valid username and password, and now we can get some shares. Seems fake. Wait. So we weren't able to authenticate. Was that a false positive? Okay, well we can try brute forcing again. DC01 is the machine account that a very long password that changes every 30 days. Ah, okay. So if it's a machine account, then we won't be able to brute force the password because it's not going to be found in any password list. Okay, so DC01 is the machine account. What else could we look for? I really thought we had something there. Gustavo says it's because the connection error, we have the error from crapback exec as well. Okay. Okay, so we tested all of the usernames in this big-ass list, and we were only able to get this stuff. So how do we run the LDAP search command again? LDAP search, search filter cheat sheet, LDAP offensive security cheat sheet. Okay. Ooh, can't find the site. That sucks. LDAP cheat sheet.md. Okay, let's take a look. User search. We need passwords. Find all accounts in LDAP. List of all the accounts. List of all the account. Okay, so host. We've got a host. Okay. Unrecognized option. Yeah, I don't know how to run these. I don't know how to run these tools. Okay, so let me just ask ChatGPT. So using LDAP tools, how can we obtain valid users from in Active Directory Windows system? Okay, so let's see. LDAP search, great. Hopefully this this syntax is correct. DC, what is this? Base DN distinguished name for the search. Specify the LDAP server address. Simple authentication, bind as anonymous. Okay. DC equals okay, we've got our IP address. For here. Where did I find that fully distinguished the name? So the domain is, it should be local, and the domain should be 0. Operation error. In order to perform this operation, a successful bind must be completed on the connection. So it wasn't able to bind on the anonymous one over here, -x. Okay. 0.hmv for the FQDN. Oh yeah, right. 0.hmv, yeah. But where do we plug that in? Oh, we got that in the, yeah. We got that in the nmap output.
So over here, clear. Yeah, this one, dc010.hmv. This is the fully qualified domain name. Yeah. Okay. Right. So LDAP search is over here, querying for user objects. Ronan says, I think you can also do LDAP IP uQuery object class. Oh, that would be very useful. Hold on, let me copy that command. netexec query object class. So we need to fill in the IP. Interesting output. Exception, well, something something. Okay, so something went wrong with the Python. Oh, you know what? I think it's because of the quotes over here. So the quotes need to be single quotes. Oops. No? Are these single quotes not going to work either? For some reason it doesn't like that. But let me take a look at the Okay, so this is netexec. Let's take a look at the LDAP section. Enumerate users using LDAP. Right. I think I've already done this. LDAP target. But let's try it again. Marco Pulisic says, bool object is not iterable where iteration over an object that returns a bool in its script. Right. So let's just try this command here, -- users. And see if we can get a result from that. Ronan says this site is better for netexec. netexec wiki, right? Okay. Let me copy that. Oh, no worries, no worries. It's fine. It's fine. Let's LDAP cheat sheet. Let's try this. Okay, so query LDAP, an alternative to LDAP search. Oh, this, okay. Well, I mean, is this the account name administrator? Oh, okay. This is an example from the game of Active Directory. Yeah, okay. So let me try copying this. Try something else because I guess the LDAP query isn't working. Well, let's try that one more time.
It could be something wrong with my imp packet. Did we get a password? Oh, no, wait. No, we didn't. Okay. So we need to give our empty username and password. Okay, nothing returns. And we'll add this one over here. Maybe try to get the Kerberos hashes of the users we got using the impacted command. I remember there was this one technique called asrep roasting. We could try to see if it's vulnerable to that particular attack. No, we didn't get a hash. I don't think so. No. Let's see. Marco Ballistic says maybe try to get the Kerberos hashes of the users, then use hash map. Gustavo says I don't understand anything right now. Well, we're still trying to get a valid username first. Because we managed to, the only thing we were able to get from Kerberoot was that there's an administrator user and there's a DC01 user. And because this is a domain controller, that's probably the name of the computer account. So let me just mpacket get user SPNs. Okay. Maybe you can try this again in for Linux, a target IP. So we've already tried enum for Linux, but administrator guest and domain admins root bin none. Okay. Yeah, it didn't give us any information earlier. Impacket get user SPNs. We could try that. So I'll just leave this running for a little bit without the U and the P. Okay, so impacket. Actually, let's locate it. Locate. Get user SPNs. Get users. Hold on. When I make another machine, I got some HTTP within some people in a page with feedbacks, nothing on this machine. Get users SPNs. So locate impacket. And then grep for get users. Okay, so it's over here. Ah, okay. So it's this is a binary. Okay. Let's see, but I think you need the users and the passwords. So let's just run this and see what it tells us. So get user SPNs, target domain, user files, okay. Okay, I just need a proper example over here. There's no proper example. Okay, so what do we got? So required DNS or NetBIOS name of the domain / user. Required username for authentication. We need a valid user. Clear text password for authentication. This isn't going to work. I don't think this is going to work because we need somebody to be able to properly identify, authenticate, and we don't have any of those credentials. Maybe with the guest or administrator. So the guest account has been disabled, and the administrator account, I guess we could try. Okay, so yeah, so enum for Linux didn't return anything over here. We did get the FQ whatever it is over here. DC10 dot this thing. And the next thing we need to provide is /user. It's going to ask us for the password. We don't have it. Yeah. Okay. So Kerberos, we weren't able to get proper usernames via Kerberos. Responder still running in the background over here. Seems that there's a web port in some port. There's a web page? Is there a web page? Let me take a look. Try with the no pass flag. Where is the no pass flag? No pass. Okay, yeah, didn't get us anything. Okay. So let me take a look at the ports that we got from Nmap and see if there's any. Mulgars, hello, and welcome. Let's welcome Mulgars with a little Hack the Planet.
Hack the planet! Hack the planet! Shut up again!
Let's see if there are any other. There's an HTTP. HTTP? No. No, there couldn't be. There couldn't be an HTTP page. That doesn't. Okay, well, let's try getting the IP address and see if we can access a. Is it here? $59.85 is that's WinRM, but yeah, unable to connect on this port. This is WinRM. It's not going to be a valid web page. Just for fun, we can try it out. Yeah, unable to connect on this port. So let's see. LDAP is running over here. Domain. I'm pretty sure this is not in HTTP. But what is this? Yeah, no. That's not a web page. Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's see. So the page description here, it says you can't divide 0 by 0. So is that pointing at some sort of exploit? Is it an exploit that we need to use to In the past, I had some problem enumerating with Nmap. Now only used RustScan. Yeah, I've never used RustScan. Nmap has always been okay for me. But let me. Where do we run our initial Nmap? Scan for vulnerabilities. Ah, okay. So netexec wiki, let me take a look there. Is it vulnerabilities? Vuln? Maybe check if there's a UDP port open? Maybe. Zero logon? Zero logon? Is that it? Jesus Christ! If it's called 0 and it's 0 logon, okay. Let me try. That'd be really funny. It'd be really funny.
If this doesn't work, I'll try to see if there are any UDP ports open. Invalid escape sequence. Does that mean it's 2016 Windows? Maybe it'll accept it. Well, didn't see anything. Maybe. Invalid escape sequence. Huh. What is this? What is this warning? We could run nmap UDP port scan. Hold on. So we're gonna do the UDP port scan with top ports. Top ports 100. And then run it with UDP. We need to run this as sudo. Okay. Doesn't want to run. What did I do wrong here? Oh, there we go. So I do need to run it with this option here. Wasn't able to get a UDP scan off. Okay, let me take a look and see if I can scan for any additional vulns here. So SMB 0 logon, no pack, unique credential for no pack vulnerability check, print nightmare, SMB ghost, scan for vulnerabilities. So I'm thinking that it might be 0 logon because the name of the box is 0. But we got this weird message when we tried to scan for that. Invalid escape sequence. So let's ask ChatGPT for its opinion. Interpret this output. Okay, this error seems to be a problem in the script. You need to escape the backslash. Command is attempting to run this with specific arguments to test for exploit the 0 logon vulnerability against an SMB server. Here's the detailed breakdown in the context and accompanying warning. Okay. The warning explanation here. The warning comes from this library, which is commonly used for extracting credentials from Windows systems. Python script contains a string that includes an invalid escape character. The script. In Python, backslashes are used for escaping characters, so this is treated as an escape sequence, which is invalid. The warning, if you control the environment, you want to suppress the warning. So how else could we... Vulnerable to 0 logon, not vulnerable to 0 logon. So how can we
How do we scan a Windows server for vulnerability? Vulnerability to the zero logon exploit. They have proof of concept in GitHub. Okay. Oh, there's a impacket. Impackets test zero logon.py. Huh. Alright, let's see if it exists. Locate impacket. grep 0. No? Obtain a script from repositories or sources like this. test0logon.py script. No such script in here. Okay, so we could try GitHub. Using nmap with the zero logon NSE script. I don't know if this is gonna work because anyways, let's try. Okay, nmap, sure. Target IP is Okay, let's look at GitHub. Okay, so we've got requires the latest in packet from GitHub with added net logon structures. Do you note by default this changes the password of the domain controller account? Okay. Well, let's take a look. Ronan says, I checked the walkthrough. It's zero day, but not zero logon. 0 day. 0 day, not zero logon. 0 day? Another vuln. Huh. Windows. Active Directory. GitHub. 0 vuln. You have it in NXC. NXC, okay. Scan for vulnerabilities. Now, how do we scan for everything? Scan for coerce vulnerabilities. You can scan for coerce vulnerabilities, these ones. You can use the credentials. And you can stack them. Okay. I need an example for that. Well, we tried this one. This one didn't quite work. M vuln1 vuln2. So well, we can try them all. So what were the other ones? Coerce plus MS7. It's not going to be this. But oh, there's also Print Nightmare. Great. Oops. SMB Ghost. No pack? No pack. You need a credential for no pack vulnerability check, so not that one. Okay. Let's check these. Huh. For some reason, we're still getting this warning. Yeah, NXE is not working very well. Why don't you cat the PI file and change it? Yeah, okay. We can check it out. Ooh, where is it? Over here? This... What's going on here? Let's see. Maybe remove zero logon. Okay. Let's get out of here. Yeah, it looks like it's using this for syntax warning, invalid escape sequence. So this is line 11. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No? This shouldn't... Gustavo says, netexec seems broken. Well, I think it's only because... we're trying to do these vulnerability scans. I see this too in my crap Mac exec a lot of times. So... let me just try to search for this. Why don't you remove the backspace if it's not important? Yeah? Well, we can give it a try. So it says it's in line 11. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't think removing this permission denied. Oh, I need to run this as sudo. This is even worse. Okay, I'm going to put it back the way it was. So it's not zero log on. So they're talking about this module over here. What was it? This is Python 3. We are using Python 3. The default for Kali Linux is Python 3. You have to update that. Ooh, if I update right now, it's going to take a really long time. Script SMB, right, okay. Yeah, let's try the nmap script. Nmap. Script SMB everything? Okay, it didn't give us any response. Let's wrap some quotes around that. Doesn't give us any response. Copy the code and ask ChatGPT to remove the mistake. Filtered. Looks like it's filtered. Wait, let me try another. So the other SMB related port is this one right over here. Huh. Did I knock the Did I knock the server offline? I don't think so. Or maybe it didn't like that I was doing the brute force attack. I could ask ChatGPT to fix that mistake. Maybe we can try it out. Are there any issues with this Python code? The code appears functional. Okay. Unescape backslashes. So the raw string logo does not have issues since it's purely decorative. However, if additional processing is required, the unescaped backslashes could lead to confusion. Mixing. So replace the backslash with an R. No, we can go ahead and give that a try. Now it doesn't work. Okay, let's make it on the same line. The same line. Can you send the code in the chat? Well, I mean, if you have your own Kali Linux, then I can send you the location of the file. So the location of the file is this one right here. Renan says add the R. Okay, well the warning is gone. The warning is gone now. So is this still up? I wonder if... Where are we? Hold on. Nmap. Okay, so let's just try the Nmap scan here. What version of that file? Is that what you're asking, Gustavo? Maybe NetExec has got the filter problem too. Maybe. NXC. So this is version 0.6.6. Zero point six point six.
These are not open. Oh, the ports aren't open. So it could be that the reason that the reason these aren't going through is because the ports are all screwed up now. So I'm gonna try resetting the box. Wait. The box powered off. The box the box powered off. I don't know what caused the box to power off. That was okay. I need to restart the box. The box powered. Jesus Christ! All right, let me try this again. I just need to wait for the thing to boot up again. Jesus. So here I was testing against nothing. So I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait a little bit for this thing to fully boot up. Maybe I can run the Nmap scans against it again. Okay, so the ports are open again. They're open. Awesome. They're not filtered. So let's try running netexec again. Where is it? Here. Okay, so it says what? Vulnerable. Zero logon vulnerable. So it says zero logon vulnerable. Next step is to do this vulnerable to petit potam. Likely vulnerable to, well, I mean, I don't, print nightmare didn't come back. So Ronan, could you confirm for me that it's not zero logon? You took a Ronan took a look at the walkthrough. Can you verify for me that it's not zero logon? MS 1701 MS, but that's a really old that's a really old vulnerability though. Windows Server 2016. Huh. That's let me search. Let me search for this. Okay. Oh, you know what? This, for some reason, I thought this was a very old vulnerability. I guess it's not. Okay, so GitHub. Try zero logon first. Okay, well I can try zero logon first. I got time. So let's see. Where is the zero logon? Zero logon is this. Eternal Blue? Eternal Blue. Why would modern operating systems be vulnerable to Eternal Blue? It doesn't make sense. Okay, so zero logon is this. Requires the latest pack from in-packet. Okay. So let's see. Run this exploit with the IP and NetBIOS name of the DC. Okay, well, let me give this a try. So I'm just going to git clone. . Eternal Blue for server 2016? That seems really weird. So CVE something something, okay. Tests whether a domain controller is vulnerable to the zero logon attack, resets the DC account password to an empty string when vulnerable. So it is DC name and then DC IP. So the DC name is the fully qualified whatever it was. Which is this. God damn it. Let's see. Well, I mean, maybe. Maybe there's more than one possibility. Okay, so it's the DC name, which is this, and then the DC IP, which is this. Unexpected error code. This might have been caused by invalid arguments or network issues. So let's go back to the GitHub page there. So we need the DC in the netexec output. DC01. Okay. Exploit target vulnerable changing account password to empty string. Exploit complete. Okay, well, what do we do after this? Now we enumerate shares. Okay, so here, let's try DC01. Maybe log in, yeah. Let's just, woo, that's not how you spell shares. Login failure. Login failure. But why? Changing account password to empty string. So the account password should be an empty string if this actually went through. Okay, well, let's status login failure. Ronan says GPT Eternal Blue can work on Windows Server 2016 if the patch has not been applied. Okay. So maybe this is not vulnerable to the zero logon, but let's take a look at this Eternal Blue exploit. Okay, I need to have some water. My voice is going a little bit. Let me have some water. Okay, so let's try the Eternal Blue exploit. Try Petit Potam first. You don't need the walkthrough. Petit Potam? Hold on. Petit Potam GitHub. Coerce Windows host to authenticate to other machines. Authenticate to other machines or other functions. Let me see if we received anything from yeah, we didn't get anything from responder over here. Is Potam the hippopotamus? Okay, so petitpotam.py. Okay, let's let's just check it out. Gustavo says, I think Petit Potam is for lateral movement, if I remember correctly. So Petit Potam isn't going to get us. This isn't going to get us access. Okay, in that case, maybe we should just try using the Eternal Blue exploit. You have 0 logon on Metasploit if you want to try. You know what? We could try that. Too many things to try. Okay. We've got... There's also Eternal Blue and Metasploit. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so let's try search 0 logon. Okay, so we've got 0 logon over here. Show options. Okay, so remove the machine account password. Oh, you know what? You can't... NB name, NetBIOS name. Okay, current setting required. NetBIOS name is... NetBIOS name should be DC01, right? Should be DC01. Set our hosts. Set our NB name. DC01. Okay, and then run. Successfully set the machine account password to this, empty. So it should be empty now. But we weren't able to log on. Weird. Operation not supported or available. Okay, so we could try enum for Linux. Empty string, user DC01. This is weird. It should, because we were able to successfully use the exploit, this DC01 account, the password should be set to the empty string. Or do I need to include this $sign here? It allows me to log in with okay, so I need to put the $sign at the end to indicate that it's the that it's a computer account. Okay, so maybe now we can get something going. Great. Netexec. So let's see if we can get shares. Whoops. DC01 $sign. SMB. Okay, so yeah. All right. So we have access. And let's see if we can do WinRM. So oh, we can't do shares with WinRM, of course. Okay, so we can't log in via WinRM. So what can we do from here? I guess we could take a look at the file shares. Net logon, file share, sysvol file share. But we only have read permissions. That's kind of weird. Let's see what other users are on the oh, this has to be SMB. Okay, well we've got this user here, Ruicraft. So I think this is the creator of WinRM. Yeah, we can't WinRM. Operation not supported. But we've got this user now, so maybe we can try to brute force this user's password. Default account, guest account, this account. Okay, so just let's get out of here. Let's run some other netexec. And let's see if we can brute force this user's password. Get user SPNs to dump. So now that we've got a valid user account, we can do all sorts of other attacks, right? So I'm just going to leave this running in the background for a little bit. And let's see. Get user SPN. Get user SPN. Ah, okay. That's a good idea, Gustav. Okay, so let's try this. I think it's called Impacket. Domain user pass. So the domain is 0. The user is DC01 $, and the password is empty string. What was it called again? Okay, this is not the command. Where was it? Okay, so let's try this. No address associated with hostname. No address associated with hostname. Domain user pass. DC01. Oh, okay. I thought the domain was... Okay, that took a little longer to return. Nope. No address associated with the hostname. Need the IP address. Oops, where was I? Here. Okay. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use SMB client, and I'm going to try to access a resource that doesn't exist. Failed to connect, bad network name. Right, okay. And let's see if we didn't receive anything from responder, unfortunately. We could try just taking a look at the okay, this probably isn't going to work. Okay, let's get those shares again. Get NP users. Get NP users. Okay, so we can read netlogon and sysvol. There's some problem with the domain name. 0.hmv. Maybe, so this is the domain name. Hold on. 0.hmv. Maybe I need to add that to my host file. Because, yeah, right. Okay, so I need to add this to my etc host file. 0.hmv. Was it 0.hmv? Doesn't work. Ronan says, try NXC SAM. SAM? Okay. Here. Didn't get it for me. Okay, well, let me try asking ChatGPT. We have a valid username and password for a Windows AD server. Can we use to get password hashes for all the users on the systems? Impacket secrets dump.py. Okay, let's try that. Okay, let's try this out. I think it's the SAM. BC01 $. Domain is 0. Okay, we got it. We got it. We got it. Awesome. Okay. That took a long time. So we used secrets dump, and we were able to get the hashes. So we've got. So if we've got this. Let's see if we can. Let's get out of here. So Ruicraft, we can supply a password hash, right? We can supply a password hash to. Please, administrator account. We'll do the administrator account a little bit later. I just want to see if this user over here has some fun permissions. So we're looking for. This is the hash right here, the NTLM hash, right? So I need an example. So crack map exec. I guess we can just do net exec. TLM hash. Hash, right. Pass the hash. Pass the hash with testing logins with hashes. Okay, so we want to. So it's just the last portion of the hash, right? It's just this part of the hash. Password expired. Oh god. We're gonna have to go back in. Oh Jesus, this happened last time. Status password expired. Okay. Well, maybe we can crack this hash. Maybe we can crack it. Yeah, password expired. Jeez. Okay, so all right. So we're just going to go in and we're going to change the user's password. So in here, so Control Alt Delete to unlock. Input keyboard Control Alt Delete. Enter credentials for administrator or hit. Okay. 0 administrator other user. Username is Ruicraft. Let me get the spelling on that. I'm just going to paste this into chat. Hacker's life is not easy. Nope. But if it was easy, then we wouldn't feel good about ourselves later. Let's okay. So the name is Craft. Oh, password. Oh, I don't know the password. I don't know the password, so I can't change it. Ah, this sucks. Okay, maybe reset the machine. Resetting the machine's not gonna help. Administrator, other user. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna see if I can. So I've got the administrator hash as well. So I bet you any amount of money that when we do the same thing with the administrator user, it's also going to be password expired. Whoa, it works. We've got read write to everything. Okay, well let's see if we can get WinRM. Okay, so we can log in as the administrator with WinRM. So we'll use evil WinRM as the administrator. And the password, it's going to be a hash, right? So the hash is going to be this right here. Okay, so remote path completions is disabled due to Ruby limitation. Are we not allowed to log in as the administrator? No route to host. No route to oh wait. Okay. The IP address is wrong. Sorry. Okay, we're in. Who am I? We're administrator. Okay, so let's
What are you?
I am system root.
okay, so we just waltz into the desktop directory. And there's root.txt. Can we read it? Got it. It says 0 logon is pretty dangerous. Great. Okay, we're done. We're done, everybody. Thank you very much. All right. So that took a really long time. It took much longer than it probably should have. But thank you very much to everybody who was helping out in the background: Marco Pilisic, Gustavo Sala, and Ronan, and everybody else who was given commentary. Thank you very much. It was a team effort. All right, so it's that took a long time, but we managed to use all of our tools. I guess the main tools that we used were netexec. And we also used the Impacket Secrets dump. and we also used the zero logon script from what was it? Metasploit. So that's great. More AD next stream. Yeah, we're gonna do more AD in the next stream. The next stream is gonna be on Monday, and we're also gonna be starting up the advent of cyber. So it's gonna be at tryhackme.com. Oh god, more Active Directory. That's gonna be great. HackerFrogs. Okay, great. And we are looking for Advent of Cyber 2024. This is actually going to start up on Sunday. So on Monday, when we do our next stream, we're going to be doing day 1 and day 2 of this challenge. But until then, thank you very much for watching today. And let's see if we can find somebody to raid on the InfoSec streams. Tryhackme.com, Advent of Cyber. Let me get the link for everybody. It's just over here. And the event is going to start on Sunday. Huh, nobody's online. Is it because this is this not working right now? Let me take a look at my own Twitch and see if there's anybody I know from here online right now. Okay, so we've got Rob RWX Rob. So they're another cybersecurity / technology based user. So RWX Rob, and let's look up their stream. RWX Rob over here. So what are they doing right now? Okay, so right now they are... It doesn't say what they're doing, but they're doing some sort of coding stuff. All right, so we're gonna raid RWX Rob, and if you participate in the raid, I would really appreciate it. And when you get there, please type in the following raid message: hip hop hack OS frogged, like this. Okay, so yeah, we're going to be back on Monday, so everybody have a great weekend, and we'll be back on Monday, and we're going to be doing a lot more hacking stuff. So I hope to see you there, and let's do one last Hack the Planet before we go out.
Hack the planet! Hack the planet! Shut up and get it!
See you next time, everybody.